that, then you rotate it. You see that there's an interesting visual element. You rotate it again. Another interesting visual element that you didn't see before, possibly. You back it up so you can see all three at the same time, and there's probably, well, anyway, let me move on. So here's another one. Now this one is meant to be viewed this way only. And we'll move on to the next one. This one, here we go. And you'll notice that you might call it the protagonist of the piece. It's a crazy looking piece, and I have to work on anatomical relevance and structure and bones and everything. I used to have it down a little better, but that's no excuse. I have to get my chops or regain my chops. But he's playing a four-stringed instrument, so it's a bass, but it looks like an acoustic bass of some kind. Well, all this is it has to do with inaccuracy as opposed to creativity, or possibly not. That's up to you as a viewer, I suppose. It's open to interpretation, and I feel needs improvement. Next. Here, let's see. I analyze it as I look at it on the screen, and it looks to me like I'm working really hard on trying to tell a story, and that I'm not yet there, but that the attempt that I made is worth maybe looking at, which is why we're looking at it. And let's see. Oh, well, listen, this was warming up. Oh my gosh. There's no excuse for this, but here I am showing you how it is. You know what? You got to be willing to embarrass yourself, especially at the beginning of something, whether it's your life, getting better at something you love but that are not very good at. Well, anyway, I'm embarrassed, but you know what? Here it is. And last, but this one not least, actually I did this one after I was a little more warmed up, so it was a little out of order, but it kind of shows you how I was working hard on the concept on the first piece, which this is sort of like in that capacity or caliber, and in that vein and caliber, which is just that you're repeating a motif, you're repeating an idea, you're telling us, maybe, I don't know if I'm telling a story, unless it's a round robin. Round robin meaning a story that starts, begins, and then when it ends at the starting point, which I don't know much more than that, if that. Okay, so here's a concept. Again, I am warming up, but it's sort of interesting because it's like the symbol, I don't know what it is. It's a symbol of creation represented by a Boston Terrier, possibly, but his snout his nose, his snout is a little too long for a Boston Terrier, so he may have some Boston Terrier in him. And then there is a horse, and then there is a kind of a burst, almost as if to signify something beyond time, because time represents linear, which means something has to have a beginning and an end chronologically,